Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is January 2nd, 2015, and it is 7:38 in the morning. And today, I'm exercising. I want to start out the new year doing healthy habits. And so, what I'm doing now, I'm just stretching. I'm right beside my bed, and just limbering up my legs. And well, what's actually showing right now is a glass filled with water and a candle behind it. I have it like this because, well, I try to set up my camera to videotape myself, but it's too dark in my room, and so I just want something as like a focal point to that you can look at. Well, as I was stretching, I had a thought that came to me. Well, yesterday I got a telephone call from a cousin of mine to wish me a Happy New Year. And in the conversation, I asked her a very a personal question. I asked this cousin of mine if she ever experienced any supernatural or paranormal events in her life. And I've never asked her such question, and I also asked her about, her spiritual beliefs, or what was the spiritual beliefs of her, some of her older ancestors, And well, her answer regarding the paranormal experience, she said no. And then she proceeded with telling me a story about what happened to her child. Well, before she told me, I shared with her that that I'm questioning the belief system that I have, with regard to religion, things in general, and that a long time ago, I was sleeping in my room. I might have been around 7 years old. And when I opened my eyes, I saw a woman. She was an older woman. She had, she just had a solemn-like look, she wasn't smiling. And I didn't know who she was. I did not know my grandmothers. I didn't know them, and I don't know whether it was one of them. And I still don't know. But either way, I told her that I saw this figure combing my hair. Looked like a person, Some people, like, when they see something, they say that you can see through them. No, this person was like a regular person. But I didn't scream or anything like that. So maybe in my spirit I knew that it wasn't like a real person. And I just turned my head and went back to sleep. And so I told her that. And she said, well, how did she word it? She said that she's not crazy, and that she wouldn't doubt that I could have had that experience. And then she said that perhaps it was your grandmother visiting you, and knowing that you need help in combing your hair. Okay, now I have African hair, but my mother has European hair. I have hair like my father. And so my mother's people, they didn't have to work with African hair. All they, they all have European hair. And so this ancestor, she said, perhaps your ancestor came to visit you and, help you. She says your ancestors are here to help you. And I never saw it like that. It just hit me so profoundly that, wow. Because I don't know whether she's an ancestor, this person that I saw as a child. And I like the idea of an ancestor visiting me to help me out. Because I'm new with the concept of ancestors and ancestor worship. I was an atheist growing up, and then I was introduced to Christianity, and I was a Christian for about 32 years, and but now I'm questioning my belief system. So this is all new to me about ancestors, and that they can actually visit you. And it's just how it was presented, like, she was pairing the two together, and, by helping me out. And that, her mother, her own mother, this cousin of mine, had, like she had her own mother that would comb her hair, and that her grandmother had, she said that she had a stronger hand, and it was hurt her head when her grandmother braided her hair. And so the linking of an ancestor who maybe could relate, and helping you out. And so it just, I know, I liked how it made me feel, I wasn't afraid, at least how she worded it. I felt comforted, actually. And then this morning, when I started to exercise, I was thinking of that, and then I thought about one of the videos that I've been channels that I've been watching, and she also is going through, or had already gone through, a paradigm shift of her religious belief. She was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I don't know how many years she was free of them, but she's no longer a Jehovah's Witness. And she recently published a book, and the book discusses who these gods are, in the Bible, and that's gods plural. And in her belief system, with her research, that these gods are, given different names according to what cultures they live in, and that the origin of this god beings, when we read what we call the Bible or the Quran, and some of the Hindu religions, that they are what they call an ethnic group from another planet. I know that sounds hard to believe. They call themselves, at least we call them the Anunnaki. So I said, okay, what if this thing is true about this particular group called Anunnaki? And I said, how would this explain the phenomena that happened to me as a child? So I was thinking, I said, what if that story of the Anunnaki coming to this planet and then intermarrying with the women from Earth, and that bloodline is that bloodline that controls the politics of the current world system, and those who aren't of that bloodline, not as pure, let's say, more earthling, if I could word it like that, they're the regular people, the everyday people. So I said, okay, so what happened to me as a child with this visitation, you know. So I was wondering whether or not that since if we have a duality, being earthling and alien, maybe, you know, that these aliens came here for a reason, and that they're still in connection with us. They didn't just abandon their colony, you know, that they have a reason. They have to stay connected because they have a reason to be here. And that maybe like when we sleep, that part of us that is alien is what gets connected or communicates with that other world, that other dimension, you know, where they originate from, you know, the Anunnaki. And so that's part of it. And then when I was coming out of sleep, you know, that being might have been there. And then let's say at the point of death, okay, that they, like, because they made our hardware, our bodies is like a hardware, and our software is our spirit body, so to speak. And so when they're finished with you down here on earth, you know, they come and collect. They come and collect the software to come with them, and the hardware gets recycled, so to speak, you know, when it goes back to the earth. And so you have people who, you know, they've had relatives that passed away, and they were, let's say, in the hospital with them on their deathbed. I've met people that shared with me, you know, I didn't even start the conversation. It was something that they were just sharing with me. They were sharing me the grief of, you know, of a loved one, and they said that they saw an entity. This was like a shadow, like people would call them shadow spirit or something, shadow man. That was at the bed, and the person sees this, you know, the grieving person sees this and says, "You better get away." They were upset. They knew what it was. And shortly after that, I don't know whether it was that same day or the next day, the person's loved one dies. So I'm wondering whether what's going on, that since these spirit entities can communicate with each other in this realm and their realm, that when they see one of them, you know, one of us down here on earth, you know, about to die or sick, you know, they all communicate. They have a whole system. And again, at nighttime when we sleep, that maybe we communicate with them. Hey, you know, hey guys, that the hardware that you gave me, it's wearing out. You know, I'm not going to survive that much longer. What's my next assignment? Am I going to be reincarnated? You know, what about my loved ones that are here on earth still? You know, will I be able to visit them after my transition? You know, these are some of the things that that was, you know, that came to me, you know, as I was stretching out this morning. I know this sounds very wild, but this year in 2015, I want to explore these ideas because I want to also be in the know, like what Vera 747 channel says, you know, in her book, The Age to Know, that she wants to be in the knowledge. She doesn't want to believe, you know, because some people believe in Santa Claus, and it's not necessarily true. It's not true, you know, and the whole culture, Christmas culture, is becoming so commercialized, and all these new elements are being added over the years to bring it to what we see it now, you know. So this is just food for thought, and I'd like to know what your thoughts are regarding this issue, regarding the other spirit beings, your ancestors coming to visit you or to take you to the next level. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and blessings to you all. Bye-bye.